Okay, let's get into it. Today we're diving into one of biology's, well, strangest superstars, the naked mole rat. You know, Heterocephalus glaber.
That's right. Native to parts of East Africa, often called the sand puppy. Kind of misleadingly cute, I'd say.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So our goal here is to unpack the sources and understand what makes it so radical. We're talking its biology and its social life.
Two huge areas. Its physiology is just bizarrely adapted, and then there's its status as a eusocial mammal, like ants or bees.
Which is incredibly rare for mammals. And we should probably start with maybe its most fundamental oddity, its body temperature.
Absolutely. It's the only mammal we know of that's a thermoconformer. It basically doesn't regulate its own body heat internally.
So effectively cold-blooded.
Pretty much, yeah. Its body temperature just matches the surrounding burrow. It saves a massive amount of energy, which likely ties into other extreme traits.
Like its lifespan, which is just staggering. Sources say over 37 years.
In excess of 37 years, yes.
Yeah.
Making it the longest-lived rodent by a huge margin.
But the truly mind-bending part is how it lives that long. The data shows its risk of death doesn't go up with age.
Exactly. It defies the standard Gompertz law of mortality that applies to, well, pretty much every other mammal, including us. It doesn't seem to age in the typical sense.
That's the dream, isn't it? And a huge part of that seems to be its near-total resistance to cancer.
Right. The research points to a couple of key things. One is this sort of cellular double-check system.
You mean the genes P16 and P27 acting like two sets of brakes on cell division?
Precisely. It's called contact inhibition, but theirs seems uniquely robust. But then there's the other big player, hyaluronan.
Ah, yes, the HMWHA, high molecular mass hyaluronan.
Which in these mole rats is enormous, about 5 times larger than the human version. It creates this viscous environment around the cells.
Sort of like cellular cement, making it hard for potential tumor cells to multiply and spread.
That's the leading theory, yeah. It makes the tissue very resistant to cancerous growth.
And didn't I read that scientists have already experimented with this?
They have. Transferring the gene for making this supersized HMWHA into mice actually increased their median lifespan by about 4%, which is significant.
Wow. Okay, so non-aging, cancer-proof.
Yeah.
What else? They live in these tough underground conditions, right?
Very tough. Low oxygen, high carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
Which leads to more incredible adaptations.
Like surviving with no oxygen at all?
For up to 18 minutes, yes. They basically go into suspended animation. Heart rate plummets, they lose consciousness, and crucially, their brain switches fuel.
From glucose to fructose.
Exactly. They can metabolize fructose anaerobically without oxygen, which keeps brain cells alive during that period. It's a biochemical trick mammals normally can't do.
And the high CO2, that creates an acidic environment, doesn't it?
It does. High CO2 leads to carbonic acid buildup in tissues. And the thinking is that's why their skin evolved insensitivity to certain kinds of pain.
Specifically acid, and also capsaicin, the stuff in chili peppers.
Right. Constant acid exposure might have just selected for individuals who literally couldn't feel that sting. Amazing adaptation.
Okay, let's shift gears from the individual survivor to the collective, the sociality. How does a mammal end up living like an insect colony?
It's one of only 2 mammal species known to be truly eusocial. Means they have cooperative brood care, overlapping generations, and importantly, a reproductive division of labor.
So most individuals don't breed at all.
Correct. Colonies average, say, 75 to 80 members, living in these extensive tunnel systems, maybe 3 to 5 kilometers long. But only one female, the queen, and maybe 1 to 3 males reproduce.
And everyone else is basically a sterile worker.
Functionally sterile, yes. And the queen maintains her dominance quite physically.
By shoving? The sources say she literally pushes workers around to assert dominance and suppress their fertility.
It sounds crude, but it works. And becoming queen actually changes her body. The space between her vertebrae increases, making her physically longer.
That's wild. And the workers have different jobs based on size.
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
Smaller workers tend to focus on foraging for food, usually large underground tubers, and maintaining the nest tunnels.
While the bigger ones are the primary diggers, expanding the burrow system, and also act as soldiers defending against threats, like snakes or rival mole rats.
Exactly. It's a very organized, albeit strange, society. But it's not entirely closed off.
Ah, you mean the dispersers.
Right. These are specific individuals, usually fatter, who seem driven to leave their home colony.
To find mates elsewhere. A way to prevent inbreeding, presumably.
That's the idea. It's a built-in mechanism to maintain genetic diversity, which is crucial when you live in such closed family groups.
And one last, perhaps less appealing detail about their lifestyle, the coprophagy.
Ah, yes, eating feces. Sounds gross to us, but for them it's vital. It's partly about nutrient recycling, efficient in a sparse environment.
But also about communication, right? Passing hormones.
Absolutely. It allows workers to ingest hormones from the queen, constantly reinforcing her reproductive status and maintaining social cohesion throughout the colony. It's chemical messaging.
So, wrapping this up for you, the listener,
Mhm.
what we have here is this creature that somehow combined, well, almost mammalian immortality with an insect-like social structure.
It really is an evolutionary marvel, a product of intense underground pressures leading to these radical solutions for survival and society.
And the implications are potentially huge. We mentioned the HMWHA link to lifespan extension in mice.
Which is already a tangible result coming out of studying these animals.
That makes you wonder, doesn't it? If one molecule from the naked mole rat can nudge lifespan in another mammal, what other secrets to longevity and health are still hidden down there in that bizarre subterranean world? What else could we learn?